Shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakadas, the monarchs, the apostles, and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of earth, risking your life to do so. Let's see, where am I at? Okay. And, everybody's feeling it, the economic squeeze, which this is all deliberate. This is all deliberate, and it's a fulfillment of the Holy Bible, right? Because during the time of the MOTB, it says he calls it all, both rich and poor. And so now we're seeing everything branch off. The rich get richer, the poor get poor, as they say, right? All the middle class and the stragglers are being cut off. They're cutting off. They just cut off like millions of dollars worth of food stamps. All right. I also read another report, which, and I'm gonna just summarize it. You can look it up. Where the current national debt is greater than the GDP. All right, for the first time in a long time, I think it's like 50 years, something like that. So Esau is going belly up. Right? Again, his debt has surpassed the GDP. So we're the damn near in the free fall. Right? The people aren't necessarily seeing it; they feel it at the pumps. But this is going to continue to push into everything. Right? Up here in Chicago, they're taxing the shit out of people with these property increases. Property tax increases. Right? Putting a squeeze on everything. Electricity is up, gas is up, beef is up. Right? Everything is up. There's a lot of women in the streets right now working for Bishop Don Juan and them. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me check this quick report out, because Esau is full of shit. It says right here, Haggai 2:8. And this is ultimately going to manifest in the kingdom, but it starts now on this side. All right, it says Haggai 2:8, the silver is mine and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts. So all the silver is the Lord's, all the gold is his at the end of the day. All right, regardless of what Esau says he has, I've seen reports of, they're moving all this gold over to Singapore. It's a lot of reports of where the gold is at. And that's how they were able to establish the U.S. dollar, right? Because what does it say? This is an exchange for gold or silver. This balance represents an exchange for gold, or for silver, or for gold. Tender, legal tender, right? Which was complete bullshit from the beginning.
Gold has been down 17% over the last 3 months, well off of last year's high when
gold is gold.
The price of it increased by nearly $2,800 US. Let's find out why the momentum for gold is shifting. Joining me now is David McIlvaney, President and CEO of the McIlvaney Financial Group. David, thank you very much for joining us.
Great to be with you, Roger.
Okay, gold had that surge. There was talk by the end of this year. I think they were saying some people were saying $7,000, and now it seems like it's stalled. What's gone on since the start of the year when it came in on such a high?
Well, for a little bit of perspective, we had central banks who've supported the price.
Yeah, there's a lot that's happening. A lot of those oil countries, they're shifting off of the U.S. dollar as well. So gold is going up around the world. And gold is supposed to be way up. If you can, ultimately we're in the Lord's hands, but if you can, buy some gold.
For a little bit of perspective, we had central banks who've supported the price for a number of years now, and we began to see investor interest widen the base. And by the middle of last year, sort of the third quarter and fourth quarter of 2025, investors were certainly very interested. Their interest was peaked, and they came in, frankly, a little bit late as the rate of change was increasing and to an unsustainable level. gold did well, silver did even better, and the hot money crowd kind of got their hands slapped by the end of January. We've seen a normal correction since then, roughly a 50% Fibonacci retracement of that $2,800 move, and I think that between now and the end of the year, we see recovery and putting in of new highs.
And what gives you the confidence with that?
Central banks are still the buyer of first resort, and I think you may see investors as the buyer of last resort. And I say last resort because investors typically don't look at gold unless there's concern. What we saw late 2025 and early 2026.
Man, Esau's so fraudulent. They always look at gold. I go to gold, silver, currency exchanges when they show you all the coins. I always go to those. A lot of these Edomites have minted coins where the mint isn't even around anymore, right? Because they know that it's going to continue to increase with this fraudulent ass U.S. dollar, right? But anywho, Revelation 6 and 5, because this is the time that we're in. Just Esau's evaluations are just terrible, man. Water is worth this amount, and then this, but then certain places you don't even have clean water for people to drink. Certain places you don't even have, hell, good air quality. There's just the things and the way they evaluate things, man. It's like it's demonic. Or this is this amount, and then we have this amount of fresh air, and then this. Then we have this many CO emissions, and then every person should be responsible for a carbon footprint. And man, you guys own all of these big major corporations, all of these industries, jets and automobiles and all that shit, with so much waste. So this world has basically become a billionaire's playground, right? And this guy Elon Musk, I believe he's been declared as a trillionaire. If not, he's right there. It's time for a change in management for sure. All right, Revelation 6 and 5, it says, when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. All right, this black horse and the balances. And that word there for balances is zygos, a yoke, as that of slavery. Number 2. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And that's the time that we're in, man. A measure of wheat for a penny. A penny being a day's wage, So you just paying a day's wage for a measure of wheat. 3 measures of barley for a penny. So it's showing a balance of inflation. Well, that's all you're gonna get. Yeah, we're in the time of rich and poor. You got a lot of people complaining about it, man. These people, yachts is getting bigger, and I don't have shit. Meanwhile, they keep, and this is what it means, is their wisdom and teaming, because everything they prided themselves on, we're bringing all the nations over, and we're one big melting pot. Now, people are seeing like that's all bullshit. These people are coming over with other intentions, like that shit that happened in Europe, that African doing that act. You can look it up. But Europe is fucked. Europe has brought in, like, what the hell were they thinking? The World War I Europe, the World War II Europe, they got mad when, of course, Jake, because we're hated, but they got mad when Jake came over there and was saving their cities and got with their women. They got pissy over that. Even though they have always shown a different respect, but you have a lot of Israelite foreigners over there as well, because they had Jack Johnson. They'll bring the famous Jakes over there. I'll put it like that. Jesse Owens, But let's still Edomites anyway, right? That's the breakdown. This is the seven horns, right? Those different 7 chief European nations over there. All right, but this is Psalms 10:1. It says, "Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?" And it can appear like that, but we really understand that the Lord is coming, right? But sometimes, we do try to, get the Lord to, hey, Lord, I'm fucked up. Come back sooner. To which we know the answer. He's going to come back when he wants to come back. He said, yeah, he's afar off, but he's always close. He said, "The wicked in his pride to persecute the poor, let them be taken into the vices that they have imagined." And that's exactly what's going on. Right? They imagine wickedness for Jake. They imagine us to be a bunch of beasts and what do they call it? Didn't do, low life, low intelligence, and now they're losing it. Right? They imagine our household to be overthrown when they came out with food stamps and a single mother support, right? They thought that was the end. We got them. We broke the house up. They're fucked now. Now your shit is getting broken up, right? And these young white girls, they want to get with Jake, as they should. Right? It says for the wicked. See, the wicked is synonymous with the rich. He said the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Right, that's just the lot that Esau has been blessed to be in. Which shows you it's not even about money. It's a lot of wicked men with money. It says, "For the wicked boasted of his heart." It is. It's a lot of wicked men with money. They got some of the baddest bitches that you know. And the best clothes, and they look a certain way, but this guy's a piece of shit, and he's a lowlife. And this is the scale for which we can weigh that on. We're not just haters. Right? Everybody who's rich is bad. No, we never said that. But the scriptures say, "Hardly shall a rich man enter into the kingdom of heaven." It says, verse 3, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth." And that's exactly what they do. The Diddy's, what's this guy? Elon Musk and all these guys. Trump just did so much insider trading, him and his son. It's crazy. He just called Biden out for doing the same shit, and he did the same shit. Right? The covetous. I must have everything, and you can have nothing, and you'll be happy, though. Who the fuck are you? It says, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not at all in his thoughts." Right? Hey, the Lord's weights are not in their thoughts. The Lord's balance on everything, and the scriptures say the earth is made to be inhabited. Hey, Jake sat here and scoffed us for years for saying we're in captivity and mocked us and all this shit. But you can't leave. Right? And you have there's a glass ceiling over you, Jake, for how far you can make it. And you guys know that. You guys always want to complain, "Oh man, I can only get," you already knew that. You've been known that. Your grandparents knew it. Their parents knew it. It's always been like that. It's never going to change. All right, don't matter how many championships you win, how many dunks, how many touchdowns. This is the land of your captivity. All right, and these Edomites are about to show you that. They just put, I want to say 70 billion back in the ice, which I'm gonna do a lesson on that, because that's these troops that are coming through. Right? His ways are always grievous, that thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Right? The Lord's judgments are way above what they understand. Definitely above a woman, because these women talk shit. How you talk about this white man, but you still under him and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, bitch. I'm here because the Lord has me here. And when he moves me up out of here, he gonna move me up out of here. And your ass ain't coming either. Not with that attitude. Right? His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Hey, this is the time for deceit. Everything about these people is fucking deceitful. They just did some shit where they just charged they charged everybody these damn tickets, and then now they're taking control of the ticket, all of that shit, and they're gonna sell it off to another company for millions, maybe billions of dollars, so they can make a buck off of it. There shouldn't be no fucking parking meters. Where's that in the scriptures? What kind of shit is that? Making all this bullshit up. You need an ID to get over here, man. You have to pay for a city sticker and then this tax, and it just made up some shit. You're black. All right, it said he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places that he murdered the innocent, his eyes are privily set against the poor. All right, so he's always lurking, he's always watching, he's always waiting to make a move. All right, and it's our job to warn the flock that the wolf is coming, which we've done. And it's the flock's job to fucking listen and get the fuck out of the way. All right, we keep telling you the devil is coming down like a roaring lion. Watch how you move out here. No, you get into a fight with an Edomite, especially to a young Edomite like that, hand to hand, man to man, however it go, you might have to take an ass whooping if you out man. All right, they're not gonna let you get away with a stabbing or anything. No, they're not gonna let you get away with that. You got to be smart. Now the Lord can deliver people into your hands, but certain situations, man, you just got to keep it moving. You got to play chess. All right, just. The scriptures say, "I send you as doves, as wolves among sheep," which is not to say again that somebody could just put paws on you, but you got to be smart. Now you got to be a general in your own personal battlefield. There's been certain situations where I knew, man, I could do X, Y, Z, but the situation required me to de-escalate. I was like, you know what? Boom, 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 boom. Certain judiciousness is required. Sagacity, certain prudence dealing with people. Right, that's one of the points of wisdom that Solomon chose to highlight. He said, I understand let me see that. He said, the reasonings of men. I want to say that's Wisdom of Solomon 8. They're talking about wisdom in Wisdom of Solomon 7. These are things to meditate upon. Verse 17, for he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of times, the alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the circuits of years and the positions of stars, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men, which that's the main point, the reasonings of men. You start to see why people do shit that they do. Your woman, you become her damn psychologist, and then you realize this bitch is completely crazy. The diversities of plants, the virtues of roots, and all such things are either secret or manifest, them I know. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good quick, which can't be letted, ready to do good. So these are all characteristics of having the Holy Spirit. You have a spirit of understanding on you. Lord willing, this edifying call, how about Shema Bashai?